Welcome back to Finnerty. A historic day in Washington for several reasons today. Donald Trump returning to the Oval Office for the first time since his last day in office in 2021. The Senate selecting a new majority leader, and House Speaker Mike Johnson was picked to lead the GOP conference during a closed-door vote this afternoon. And House Speaker Mike Johnson is joining us now. Mr. Speaker, good to see you. Congratulations.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it. It was a long but very productive day on Capitol Hill.
It seemed like it. I was watching you early this morning. Your colleagues in the Senate today voted to make South Dakota Senator John Thune our next majority leader. Was that the right decision, and can you work with Senator Thune?
Oh, I can work with Senator Thune. He's been in the Senate a long time. He knows a lot about the institution and how to make it work, and that's going to be very important as we move the America First agenda for the country. And he's ready to do that. I talked with him tonight, called him to congratulate him. I was very close friends with Rick Scott as well, and I know John Cornyn. All of them were tremendous leaders, but they made their decision. We go forward. And I talked with Senator Thune, Leader Thune now, about his relationship with President Trump and how they're developing that, and they have gotten to know one another pretty well here. I think this is going to be a great thing for the country. We will move both chambers together in unison with unified government, with the President Trump mandate and the mandate they've given Republicans around the country. We will move the ball for the American people, and we're excited to get going on that.
Do you trust that Thune is America First now?
I do. I think that he... We were talking about this mandate that's been issued by the American people, and he gets that, and he wants to be aggressive. Look, we could be the most consequential Congress of the modern era. President Trump, I think, will be the most consequential president of the modern era because we have to fix everything. The radical woke progressive agenda has destroyed the country in every metric of public policy. So we have a lot of work to do in a very short time period to get it done. We have to begin on day one, and we will. We've been preparing for this moment for more than a year. So we have a playbook designed, and now we have to go execute these plays with precision. And it's going to take the Senate and the House together, and I think we'll do that.
There are reports, Mr. Speaker, that Matt Gaetz, who was just nominated to be our next Attorney General, that he is considering resigning from Congress in order for there to be a special election, I suppose, in his district down there in Florida. Would that happen before Inauguration Day? Is that the hope?
Yes, Matt and I have been colleagues. We came in as freshmen together 8 years ago. I know Matt very well. We talked about this tonight. He actually did issue a letter, and this is public now. I guess maybe I'm breaking it on the show here, but he has resigned effective immediately. And as we discussed, he did that so that we could fill that seat. Under Florida state law, where he comes from, Governor DeSantis can call a special election immediately. It can be done within an 8-week time span under state law, and we could have that seat filled by January 3rd when the new Congress begins. So I think he did a big favor to the institution by doing that. He'll work on his confirmation now.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, and I ask because we've got Michael Waltz as National Security Advisor, Elise Stefanik, she's going to the UN, Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. That means, at least in the short term, you lose 3 seats in the House. Margins are going to be really tight once again. How concerned are you about that?
Well, I'm concerned. You know, I've been talking with President Trump about this daily. He knows the margin is tight as well. And I said, Mr. President, I know we have an embarrassment of riches here. We have lots of talent in the Republican conference, but enough. You think you hit your quota now. You need to leave the rest of them here so we can get the job done and deliver on this agenda. So he gets that. We've kind of laughed about it. We're going to stagger these appointments and we'll get the seats filled. Each of those 3 come from a reliable, safe, red Republican district. So we shouldn't have any trouble getting another MAGA adherent here to fill those seats. But it'll be tight margins for a little while, but we'll get it done. I worked with a 1-seat margin in the last Congress, but now it's different because we have all the levers of power on our side, and we're going to have a better time with that.
That's good to hear, Mr. Speaker. Given what happened last Tuesday and this incredible mandate, the American people making it clear where they are right now, I'm wondering if you will continue to appear on networks like CNN, MSNBC, particularly CBS, who edited your answers when they posted them online. Why continue to go on networks like that?
Well, I tell you what, I made a commitment that I do think it's important for our voices to go everywhere. President Trump demonstrated that on the campaign trail. He went to places he wasn't expected. He did a rally in the Bronx. He went to Madison Square Garden. He did events in California. And people said, why are you going there? You won't win those states. Because we're trying to change hearts and minds, and that's why we had a demographic shift in the electorate. So I'll still do those events, but I've made a stipulation. I'm not going to do recorded interviews anymore to not give them an opportunity to edit. I'll go live with them and I'll contend with anybody on the air, but I'm not going to let them play games with that. So we got to draw some lines, but we do need our voices to be heard.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think your voices were heard. Independent media, I think, played a big role in what happened last Tuesday. The only reason I ask is I see the same 3 or 4 Democratic members of Congress on both Fox and Newsmax, and really nobody else. Why do you think that is? Because every Sunday, reliably, I will see you on one of the Sunday shows, and I will see J.D. Vance, but I never see the opposition here or in places like Fox.
Well, I think they're afraid of a fair debate. I mean, some of our colleagues on the Democrat side quite literally cannot defend their policies. They're so crazy. We, on the other hand, have truth on our side. So I'll go into any venue and debate it with anybody, any liberal journalist, because I'm very confident in our arguments and the facts. And that's the difference between our side and theirs. We have something to argue, and they don't. That's their problem.
You now have a unified government, Mr. Speaker. You've never had that before, certainly as Speaker. What kind of roadblocks are you expecting in the early going, and how fast do you want to go with this new Trump administration?
Well, it's pedal to the metal. And I mean, we have to begin on day one, and we have a very aggressive agenda that we need to put forward because, again, we've got to fix everything. So we'll begin with the border. We will secure the border on day one. President Trump will issue an executive order. We'll come behind with legislation, and we will turn to the economy. We're going to bring down the cost of living. We're going to bring about a pro-growth economy again, like we did in the first Trump administration, turn American energy dominance back on, and restore our stature on the world stage. That's a very dangerous situation that we've gotten ourselves in because of Biden and Harris and their weakness on the world stage. We have to reverse all those policies. We have so much to do, and we have all this designed and ready to go on day one. And so we're preparing the members right now to be very active, and we can't waste a moment. We got to deliver to the American people. I'm excited about the opportunity that's been presented to us, and we've got to deliver on that.
All right, Mr. Speaker, great to have you on this evening. Thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it. House Speaker Mike Johnson, thank you.
Thanks, Ron.